Welcome to an episode of Infinite Dungeon, even though it's not real time commentary because look, I have tried to record as I speak, but I keep forgetting what I want to talk. No, alright? And today I will tell you another story of mine. And this time I'm playing a roguelike map alone, even though this is supposed to be a multiplayer map. But I don't have a friend to play with. But hey, it's fitting for today's commentary. Anyway, you saw the title, but I won't jump straight to the story because I need content. So instead, I will be giving you some introduction of myself since this is the second time I shared my life. I guess it's already obvious that I am an introvert. I mean, it's YouTube. Of course, everyone is an introvert. But believe it or not, I used to be an extrovert. I was a stereotypical hyperactive kid. I was that kid who was raising hands on every chances I got because I was taught that way. But my friends also think that I am kind of a weird kid because I would follow literally anyone that I see as a friend, even though they probably find it uncomfortable. And because I was hyperactive, I end up accidentally hurting other kids a lot. Once my best friend even told me like, you actually hurt me to bleed because you were playing and being way too active. And I was like, oh god, I'm sorry. And I end up didn't sleep that night. I'm joking. I was guilty at the time, but the incident happens when I was like 5 years old. So yeah, she forgave me too. Anyway, I actually used to have a lot of connection with adults. Not because I spoke well. In fact, my mom told me that mostly people find me hard to understand. So instead, people like me because I know this might sound cringy, but it was because people find me adorable. I was a chubby kid that got her cheeks pulled a lot, and I hate it because it actually hurts. But then my tiny brain registered it as I will use my charm to talk to adults, and it worked until it doesn't because I stopped being cute because I've grown old with eye bags and fat. So that strategy stops working. And that's how I end up being an introvert because I lost the only communication skill I had. Fast forward, I still have no social skill, and then I'm hanging out with my friend, shocking. And then suddenly she said, damn, I wish I had a boyfriend. Which I reply like, yeah, same. I also never date. And then I went home and cry. I'm kidding. I went home and think to myself, man, I don't even have that much friends. And I asked for a partner. God, I need someone to be my friend. Send me the nicest angel you have. And then the next day, I went to my school, sleep deprived because I spent the night doing homework. I arrived at the lobby and entered a lift. The lift was crowded at the time, and I ended up standing on the middle back of the elevator. And I was wearing my lanyard, which had a DIY keychain of my favorite YouTuber. I won't say the name of this YouTuber because you guys might think that I'm leeching his fame, but in the same time, it's relevant, so I'm giving you a clue. It starts with T and ends with Technoblade. Anyway, I was standing, waiting for everyone to come in until finally a guy entered the lift, but didn't turn his back. Before I can think of anything, he said, hey, is that Technoblade? And I went, oh my god, a fan! Are you a fan? Please be friends with me! And then I answered, yeah, it's Techno. And he asked, cool, you watch him? And I answered, yeah. And then he asked, why? And in my mind, I was like, classic template for chit chat. He wants to make friends, surely. So I answered, yeah, I find him entertaining. But throughout the ride, I immediately regret saying so much. Not because I'm basically exposing myself like a fangirl. No, I regret it because he's a weirdo. You might be thinking, wow, That guy was nice to you the entire time. He was being polite. And now you're calling him weird? Unsubscribe. And I mean, yeah, but you need to hear what he said next. Because, well, he said like, oh, so you still watch his video. But are you aware that he had passed away? He asked that in a lift. In a crowded lift. And I'm not even making this up. I wish I am. Look, I get it if he asks to make sure if we are talking about the same guy, even though it doesn't make sense. Like, I understand if he asks like, hey, is that Techno who has passed away? At least that still makes sense, but no. He asks if I am aware of his death. Like, I am okay with the topic, but what I'm not okay is by the fact that it's coming out of a stranger with zero social awareness. Anyway, I still answered it anyway. Like, haha, yes, it was years ago. Yeah, because I thought it would make it less awkward, but I think I make it worse. Have I mentioned that the whole lift was silenced the entire time? So it's just two strangers talking in a silent metal box. And I don't know if they are just as uncomfortable as I am or judging me too. I don't know. I mean, who the hell asked that on the first encounter? I wanted to leave immediately, and I was glad that the lift finally stopped at my floor. I announced like, hey, I reached my floor, I should leave. But then the guy ended up following me to continue the conversation. And apparently his class wasn't even on the same floor. We end up talking in front of a class that wasn't even mine. He asked things like why do I enjoy his content, which I answered honestly. I answered that his content felt like a friend talking about their stories. And then he asked again. He asked again if I am aware that he had passed away, which I said yes again because what am I supposed to say? I swear it was so awkward. And then the conversation ends with him asking if I play another games other than Minecraft, which I said no, which is true. And then he said that he'll love playing Roblox instead. Not like love. Which my judgmental mind was like, ah, that explains a lot. And then when I thought the conversation is about to end, the guy asked me for my number, and then I froze. I was like, shoot. What do I do? What did I say? And I end up giving up my number. I gave him my real number, and he checked if it got connected. Which means at the time I can't even lie either way. If I really want to, I can't. And by the end of the conversation, he shook my hand as he told his name. I told my name, and then I finally left. And that's how my keychain makes me socially anxious. And apparently, I wasn't even the first victim because I ended up stalking his social, and my friend from earlier recognized him and told me that he actually did it to another girl too. And it was also in an elevator. Like this random girl got a clear pouch keychain with a doll in it. And then out of nowhere, the guy just asked the girl to open the zipper to see what's inside. And after hearing that anecdote, I was like, girl, that man is a menace. Even after looking back, I don't think he's even a fan. But anyway, I still keep the keychain even though I am traumatized. I guess that's the end of the video. Don't do whatever mistake I made. Like, be smart, alright? Don't be stupid and giving up numbers to strangers. So I guess it's bye-bye. See you at the next video. It's probably going to be another month because I'm busy. I don't know. Maybe check my other story, even though it's just me whining about YouTubing. Go watch it.